All right, so one of the topics of underwater supply planning and development is water demand and the estimation of water demand. So, the first step in designing either a level 2 or a small level 3 water system is to determine how much water is needed by the population to be covered. The water to be supplied should be sufficient to cover both the existing and future consumers. It must include provisions for domestic and other types of service connections. In addition to the projected consumptions and allowance for non revenue water that may be caused by leakages and other losses like water theft should be included. All right, so here we have on our next slide, we have the different factors that influence water demand. So first, we have the service levels to be implemented. So ako na ni siyang na-explain sa inyo last time um, kung unsa ang service level no. So asa tama na ang ato ang pag-deliver sa water. May kag level 1 na lang mismo sa atong source ang atong development. Og level 2 ang atong endpoints are shared na stand posts. And then, ang level 3 is individual na house connections. So, one of the factors that influence water demand is service levels. So, unsa na types of service level ang imong i-implement sa imuhang sa imuhang system. So, of course, that really affects the demand. So, example, og ang isa ka community nga ato ang gitagaan og individual household connection, so that would be level 3. So most likely mo consume gid sila more water than katong single lang nga public tap or shared siya nga public tap, tungod kay mas accessible man gud ang tubig sa level 3 or sa kanang individual gid na house connections. So that is for the service levels to be implemented. So next is the size of the community. Of course, kung daghan tao, if dako og size ang isa ka certain na community, we also expect that they will require more water. And possibly, kung urbanized siya, ay mas dako man ang size. So possibly, daghan pod industries and institutions ang present sa lugar, so that will also add on the water demand. Standard of living of the populace. So wealthier or more urbanized communities generally use more water for amenities. So kung mas taas og standard of living ang usa ka community, we expect that they have larger of the diliman most of the time, but dili man sa tanan ng mga instances na basta taas og basta taas og standard of living dako ang balay, pero mo gina usually man ang case pod no. So syempre kung dako ang area sa balay, mas dako og water demand sa cleaning. And also, if mas wealthy or more urbanized na communities, they generally use more water kay mas dagan man sila og appliances. No? In contrast, sa rural or mga low-income na areas, usually they consume less. Next is quantity and quality of water available in the area. If water sources are abundant and of good quality, consumption tends to be higher because the supply is reliable. Limited or poor quality water may force people to restrict use or rely on alternative sources like wells or rainwater. Water tariffs that need to be shouldered by the consumers. So, kani siya, ang cost sa tubig, it really has a strong influence on the water demand. So muna ni siya akong na-mention po before sa katong tariff design na if mahal gani ang tubig, nay lahi nga level sa measure sa conservation sa mga tao. Tungod kay they will be thinking maginahinay ko og consume kay mahal ako mabayaran nga tubig pag-abot sa bill, no? So higher tariffs will really encourage conservation. But kung ubos pag imong tariff, it will lead to possible na wastage, no? Since people, they will not feel the burden of high consumption kung barato ra pud kayo ang imuhang tubig. Next is climatological conditions. So kanang sa mga init na mga climates, mga dry nga climates. So kung may hot climate, taas og temperature, dry climates, dili kayo ina naka-frequent ang precipitation. So this can increase demand, of course, due to higher needs for drinking, bathing, irrigation, and cooling. In cooler or rainy regions, demand is generally lower, especially for irrigation and cooling. Habits and manners of water usage by the people. So we have the cultural practices, no? Mga standards hygiene. So na mga uban na dili kayo na mga community nga dili kayo ina nakakalas sa tubig, na po yung mga community nga medyo kalas sa tubig depende sa ilang practices culturally and ilang attitudes, no? Towards conservation. So na yung mga communities nga traditionally galabas ilang mga clothes sa rivers, while others na mga communities pod nga naanad jud na magamit og washing machine. So kana siya example lang na gid siya effect, no, ang habits, ang manners, ang culture sa community sa ato ang water demand. Okay, so we have here the service level definitions. So I have already mentioned this multiple times before na ko siya na-introduce, no? So the service level definitions, first we have the level 1 or what we call descriptively the point source. So this provides a protected well or developed spring with an outlet, and it is without distribution system. So mismong sa well lang gyud siya or sa spring nga ato siyang gi-develop. So kung sa well ato siyang drill and then gitagaan nato siya og sakto na equipment para ma-extract ang tubig, and then gitagaan nato siya sakto na protection. So that is level 1 or point source. Another example is kung natay tubod or spring, and then we construct a spring box around it, and then magbutang lang din kag pipe for the outflow. So that way protected ang spring from surface water contamination. So ato siyang gi-develop, that is level 1 or point source. So it's important to note that the most distinct attribute of level 1 or point source is it has no distribution system. It normally serves an average of 15 households within a radius of 250 meters. Although wala gini siya limit man, no? Kung ibutan mo siya sa community, bisan pila, no, ang pwede niya makan. But on a comfortable level na ma-accommodate ra niya ang number, so that would be an average of 15 households. Level 2, this is what we call the communal faucet system or standpost. So this service level is composed of a source, and then a reservoir, a pipe distribution network, and communal faucets. So it's important to note that for level 2, the endpoints are communal faucets or shared na mga stand posts. Muna siya ang pinaka distinctive na character sa level 2. Ang isa ka faucet, it can serve 4 to 6 households ideally, no, but of course pwede pa gid siya maka-cater more than that. But ideally, it is 4 to 6 within a radius of 25 meters. And then we have the level 3, which is the most common service level, especially for urbanized areas. This is what we call this descriptively the waterworks system or individual house connections. So we have a source, a reservoir, a pipe distribution network, and individual household taps. Or to put it basically, ang endpoint sa level 3 is kanang mismong tap gid sa individual na balay. Atong level 2 kay shared man siya ng mga stand posts no or stand pipes. So sa level 3, nagid siya sa ang endpoints is dagtugid siya sa individual na households. So those are the different service levels. So we have here the design period. The design period is the time span for which a water supply system is planned to meet the projected demand before major expansion or rehabilitation is required. So common choices 5, 10, especially kung rural nga mga water supply systems. But of course napadyoy mas longer and dili gid na siya ingon nga definitive na kinahanglan 5 gid or 10. If your budget permits you to have 6 or 7, pwede ra gid siya no. And naiuban na 20 plus years, 30 years sa katong mga dagko kay mga economists nga afford nila and sa mga urbanized na mga lugar. So nga nakatag-as ilahang design period. So for small water utilities, large outlays are not available and cannot be matched by the rural population's capacity to pay. So as I have said in our previous discussions, the policy in the Philippines for water tariffs is kinahanglan full recovery siya. So ang whole na life cycle sa imuhang infrastructure kinahanglan cover gyud sa bills no. Although na portion good na i-shell out sa government, but it is really supposed to be covering operation and maintenance, sa pa kanang eventual na possible upgrading. So kana siya that should be covered by the water tariff. So for these reasons, the design period of or horizon in a reference manual katong sa World Bank is set at 5 or 10 years. And the reason for this is the affordability of the system, because the longer the design period, mas taas pod na projection ang imong buhaton sa population. So you will be catering more population. So that is the reason why mas dako imong design period, mas dako pod ang imong expected na capital outlay or imong initial na investment. Okay, so 5-year design period. So first, for its advantages, it has low initial capital cost. So since the system is designed for a shorter period, no, in comparison to a 10-year, no. So shorter period, facilities like pipes, imuhang reservoir, it can be sized smaller at the start because we are expecting mas less lang po datong i-cater na population, because sa water supply man god, we are not just catering the present population but also the future population. And that is the very gist of the design period. So kanang low initial capital, so kanang imuhang design sa imuhang system nga we can use mga mas less kadagko ang mga pipes because mas less man atong demand, since less man na population ang ato ang i-cater. So this will reduce the investment, no, initial investment sa ato ang infrastructure. And then we have the disadvantages. Lower amortization and loans due to the lower investment cost as advantage. So this one, although dili tanan, naman ko yung mga water supply systems na gi-loan siya sa government. So kung 5 years lang imo design period, so meaning mas gamay lang imuhang kinahanglan na initial investment. So mas gamay ra pud ang imuhang monthly nga amortization, imuhang amortization ani sa imuhang loan. So ang imong repayment will be lighter. It will be easier for both the water utility and also the consumers because magpagawas magyapon og kwarta ang consumers through the water bills. And then the disadvantages, first is it needs new capital outlays after 5 years to upgrade system capacity. So we will need to shell out funds every 5 years. No? Kay may kag 5 year design period, we are only expecting the water supply system to last for 5 years from the start of its operational life. So as the population grows, the demand will exceed the capacity of the system quickly. And expansions or new facilities, of course, eventually that will be necessary. So another round na po sa investment, which is really large kung mag-construct ka, dinagko gyud ang kwarta no in comparison sa operation and maintenance cost lang. And then facilities are more viable to plan for a one-stage 10-year period than to plan in two stages of 5 years each. So if we are to look at the cost effectiveness, so total gid na gasto no sa 5 years versus 10 years, mas gasto gid ang 5 years each. 5 year duha ka 5 years sa sulod sa 10 years kung mag 5-year design period ta mini ikaduha ta magpagawas og kwarta no for the capital outlay. Well, sa 10-year design period, isa lang siya. Kas alang ka magpagawas og dako na pundo for your implementation or para sa imuhang pag-build sa imuhang infrastructure. So, if tanaw ni mga cost effectiveness mas gid siya, mas makalas ka sa 10 year. Kaso lang, ang nakapita na is mas dako ang imuhang bayaran sa imuhang water bill. Now, for 5-year period, mas less siya, but every 5 years, you have to shell out fund na sakto-sakto po kada ako good no because costly man good ang pag-build sa ato ang water supply system. And then we have the 10-year design period. So the advantages, first, the water system facilities are capable of meeting the demand over a longer period. So no immediate need for expansion or major upgrades for the 10 years. Okay, we are projecting the system to be able to cater the demand of the community for 10 years. So that's a longer period, twice as long sa 5-year na design period. So this will ensure more stable service, reliability that is long term. Dili lang kay 5 years lang. Another advantage is there will be no major investment cost that is expected during the 10-year design period. So repair maintenance. But for major good na pagawas sa funds, wala tayo ina na gina-expect no for 10-year na design period. Pero malalagay kay dako gid siya dako siya og cost sa pag initial nimo na pagpagawa sa kwarta because we are projecting for 10 years man na service life sa imong infrastructure. So after the initial construction, once nga maka-run na ang imong system, so minor na lang ang mga maintenance. So po, ana lang siya. And then we have the disadvantage, the higher initial capital cost that will require initial tariffs to be set higher. So because the system is designed for 10 years, so we're expecting to have larger facilities, ang atong pipes mas dagko, atong tanks mas dagko pod. They will be really built larger and mas dako po na nga to ang gasto ana upfront. So this will require higher investment which is often passed on to consumers kay syempre mobayad man sila sa tariff so nagyapon impact sa ilaha. So kung 5-year design period, kung 5-year nga design period mas cheaper siya but mag-require po siya og frequent na expansion so every 5 years mag-expand ka. Now for 10 years ang imuhang problem pod is mas expensive siya sa start, no, but it will really be makasure ka nga stable gid siya for the long term, and mas fewer disruptions nimo, and mas less frequent ang imong pagpagawas og dinagko na funds. Okay, so we have here the design population. So the design population is the targeted number of people that the project will serve. So design population is simply pila ka tao ang imuhang gina-expect na iserve sa imuhang water supply system. So there are three steps no in determining the design population. So first is you need to project annual municipal and barangay growth rates. So sa inyong munisipyo or sa barangay, pwede ka makapangayo og demographic data, and that will be your basis for projecting the growth rates no using historical demographic data. And then after that, you will be able to, using the growth rates nga imong nakuha from the historical data, you will be able to project municipal and barangay populations using a certain methods which I will be discussing to you later. And then projecting the population served. So from that, nakuha na nimo imong growth rate, makuha na dayon nimo ang imuhang expected na population for the municipal and barangay. So it might be a bit confusing sa numbers 2 and 3 kung why do you still need to project the population served when you have already projected the expected population sa municipal level or sa barangay level, depende sa imuhang kadako sa imuhang system na. The thing is, dili man good na siya sure nga 100% sa imuhang community is mo subscribe or mo avail sa imuhang services as a water supplier. So man siya nga tanan pud gihapon nimo ang population na pwede nimo ma-serve. Aside from that, we also have our limitations as to the availability of water source. So you can only serve a portion if dili kay ina nakadako ang mahatag sa imuhang source ng water. Otherwise, you have to look for another source. Okay, so this is the first method for projecting population. So as I have said in our previous topics, when we design water supply systems, we are not only aiming to serve the present population but also the future populations, and that is the very gist of the design period. So kung 5 years na design period, so we will project the population 5 years reckon from the start of the operations of your water supply system. And then katong 5-year na projection mo to siya ang atong designan sa ato ang water supply system. So that is the reason why this topic has population projection discussion. So first we have the arithmetic increase method. So this method is based upon the assumption that the population increases at a constant rate. So how do you get the population that is projected using arithmetic increase? By using the formula P of n is equal to P naught plus n multiplied by x bar. So P naught is your initial population, n is the period, and x bar is the growth. So we have here a sample problem. Given the following data, determine the population in the year 2020 using arithmetic increase method. So we have there 5 years and then their respective na population. So for 1950, we have 1,000, 1960, 10,000, 1970, 20,000, 1980, 30,000, and 1990, 50,000. So as you can see, the trend of population is mo-grow yun siya. Except for very rare instances na gamay siya kung dili kayo nga naka-reproductive ang usa ka community. But usually the trend, especially here in the Philippines, gataas jud ang atong population. Alright. So, that mano siya ato ang problem diri sa left side, and then diri na din atong solution. So I just copied the data, no, the years and the corresponding population for each year. And then ang imo lang limuhaton is kwaon nimo ang change in population. So how do you get the change in population? By getting the difference between the current year and the previous year. So so first, so 1950, wala pa tayo change in population because this is the first one man. So that is just you can see the dash lang siya, wala pa tayo available na previous population. Pag abot sa second, so here na tayo 9,000. So this was calculated from 10,000, which is the present population, minus the previous population 1,000. So that is 9,000. And then so 1970, so this is simply the difference between the present population and the previous population. So that's 10,000. And so on. So 30,000 minus 20,000, that's 10,000. 50,000 minus 30,000, that's 20,000. So from that, makita na din mo ang trend sa iyong growth. Then you will need to calculate for the X bar. X bar is 9,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 20,000 divided by 4. Or basically, you're just getting the average of your delta P. Na available na data sa imong delta P. So you sum up all of the values and then you divide by pila sila kabuok. So that will be your X bar. So that is 12,250. N is 1990 minus 2020 minus 1990 divided by 10. So, N, muna siyang period kung asa nimo siya i-project ang imong population. So sa ato ang formula, we have here P naught plus NX bar. So what you will use for P naught is ay atong pinakauna na population. Katong latest na available na demographic data, dito ka mag-recon sa imong projection. So in this case, that will be on the year 1990, which is 50,000. So that one mo na tong gamiton para sa projection, no? So 50,000, that is from 1990, and then we are aiming to project the population to 2020. So kumbaga dirita nag-benchmark sa 50,000. So with that 2020, so mano siya ato ang target na year to project minus the latest na available na population kung kano sa siya na year nakuha. So that is 1990 divided by 10. So ang ato ang population diri is naka-increment by 10. So 50, 60, 70. So na-update ang atong demographic data by 10 years. So kinahanglan ato siyang i-uniform ang ato ang end and inana siya na increment pod. So 2020 minus 1990 over 10, and this will be equal to 3. So with that, pwede na rin nato ma-solve atong projected na population by 2020. So P naught will be 50,000. So kinahanglan pares gid ni imuhang P naught diri or initial population og ang year sa imuhang estimation sa N, no? So 1990, 50,000. Otherwise, you will get a wrong answer. So 50,000 plus the N nga itong i-calculate using the year kung kanus nakuha kani nga population. So mano siyang 3. 3 times the growth rate. So that's 12,250. So if you execute that calculation, you'll get 86,750. So nasabta naman siguro, no? Okay. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to raise them. Okay, next we have the geometric increase method. So then here, so geometric increase method is naka-compound ang ato ang growth, no? So there is a PCAS is arithmetic lang man increase, but for geometric increase, compounded siya by a certain interval. So geometric increase method is when the instantaneous rate of change of population is constant. So by how much na-grow, so kato siya may constant. Dari kay ang growth man mismo ang constant. Like Then here, 12,250. So we are treating this as every year na grow by 12,250 ang atong population. But for geometric increase is ang rate by how much in percent ni grow kato siya may constant dili ang mismong growth. So the formula is P is equal to P naught multiplied by 1 plus I over 100 raised to the power of n. So same na problem from last time, but natanggal lang ang 1950. Alright, so muna siya itong solution. So copy lang nimo ang data din he. So kani siya muna siyang given, wala tagi tweak din ha. So we just copy that, and then we'll just get delta P, same as the arithmetic. So 30,000 minus 10,000, that's 20,000. That's a change in P. 65,000 minus 30,000, that's 35,000, and so on. So to get the percent increase, mo lang na siya nadugang no, sa geometric increase method. To get the percent increase, you just divide the difference gikan sa imong present population and the previous population. Pagkuha nimo sa difference ato, i-divide nimo siya sa previous na population. Kay growth rate man siya, no? So by how much siya ni grow mo nang adto ta mo ang atong denominator is ang previous na population. Okay, we are aiming to look at the growth man. So gikan sa original na population base. So how did we get 200? So that's 20,000 divided by 10,000 times 100. Kanaka in percent naman ni siya din eh. 35,000. So ang 35,000 din he, which was calculated from 65,000 minus 30,000, i-divide lang nimo siya sa population from the previous year. So that's 30,000. So man siya. 35,000 divided by 65,000, so that is 53.846. So that is how you get the percent increase. Now, ang atong i-average, dili na kaninang percent increase, no? By definition, ang rate sa pag-grow na ang ato ang basis. So kung ano yung mga average ani na data din you sum them all up and then you divide by pila sila kabuok. So that is your average percent increase. And then para makuha nimo ang imong n, so same ra gyapon ka ganiha, paasa man na year nato gina-project siya ang atong population. So from the problem, klaro kayo si problem na 2020 atong target na i-project siya. So therefore, 2020 atong ibutang din sa atong n. And then of course, as I have said earlier, we will use the demographic data na pinaka-recent na available. So in this case, that will be 1990 with a population of 100,000. So muna siya nga 1990 ang nadinhi. And then you divide by 10 since every 10 years man ang atong every 10 years man ang pagkuha sa atong data. So muna siya nga i-divide nato siya by 10. So we have here 3. So P is equal to 100,000. So that is the latest na population, and also the population nga mo correspond sa 1990 nga year. So that's very important. Multiplied by 1 plus the average percent increase. So 123.504 nga naka-percent na siya ha. Divide by 100. And then you raise to the power of your n, which is 3. So if you execute that calculation, you will get this. I'm not sure if swak ba siya ani, but sa inyohang calculations, just make sure to store your values so that you can get the exact answer. So of course, wala may population nga puwaki, no, nabay tao nga 1/4 lang or 1/2 lang. So of course, you have to round up to the nearest ones na value. Alright, so that is for geometric increase method. Nasabtan na ba? Okay. Let's proceed to the next one, exponential increase. Sa exponential increase method is compounded gihapon siya actually like the geometric increase method, but ang pag-compound bagod sa exponential increase method is at every instant. So continuous ang iyang growth, but for geometric increase is naka-incrementa, like from the last slide, naka-incrementa by 10. So we're expecting na every 10 years ang pag-grow. But for exponential increase is at every moment, at every instant, gagrow siya. Continuous iyang growth. So yeah, by formal definition, this method is based upon the assumption that the instantaneous rate of change of a population with respect to time is proportional to the population itself. So we have here the formula. So it's very simple. P is equal to P naught multiplied by the Euler's constant raised to the power of K multiplied by T, where K is your constant, no, the constant for your growth. So a growing city, that sample problem then here. A growing city had a population of 500,000 in 2005. In 2010, the population was 760,000. Assume exponential growth. Predict the population in 2025. So before ta maka-project kinahanglan sa nato count ang growth rate. So we have here two population data. So our peanut, of course, mo man siyang initial kay mo man this happened at an earlier man na um earlier na time, so 2005. So ang population sa 2005 mo atong peanut, and then ang population na final is 760,000. Our T is 5 simply because 2010 minus 2005 is 5. 2010 minus 2005 is 5. And then from that, naman tay final na population, natin initial population. This one this is a constant, so what the problema na, and we were given the time. So from that, we can get a constant for growth, which is k. No? So you execute this calculation. So nag-apply lang tag laundry or natural log para ma sani mahimong base na ang 5K. So we know that the ln of the Euler's constant is 1. So we have also here ln of 1.52. So we are singling out K on one side of the equation. So that is ln of 1.52 divided by 5. So we get a K that is around 0.083742 something. So to be sure nga makuha nimo ang exact nga value, because this is very critical, especially if you're dealing with very large numbers, ma-amplify ang rounding off errors. So you have to get the exact answer. You use the tawag ani kanang store nga function sa inyong calcul. Let me show you. Okay, so man yung calcul. Ln of 1.52 divided by 5. So nakakuha mo og value that has many trailing values. So inyo lang siya i-store para pag-abot din sa inyong solution, pag-project na ninyo, makuha ninyo ang exact na value sa inyong K, no? Because if mag-round off mo, dirira mo mag-round off sa ikatulo or ikaduha, wala layo kay na sa sakto na answer. Because we are doing operations concerning multiplication. If you're dealing with very huge numbers, which is very common when we are dealing with population. So ma-amplify ang errors. Medyo malayo naging ka sa exact na answer if you do not store the value. So after that, nakuha naman nato ang K. So we already have a constant that will express or describe our growth. So P is equal to P naught e raised to the power of KT. So we will just use the same na formula, but this time we are looking for the final na population after pila ka years from 2010, no? So dali ang imuhang T-naught, if you can remember from our geometric increase and arithmetic increase, you will need to use the most recent available data. For exponential increase, even if you use 500,000, you will still get the same answer. You use 760,000, you will still get the same answer as long as consistent ka sa imong time nga gibutang. So for example, here we are using 500,000. So this is the population in the year 2005. So P is equal to 500,000 E, or the Euler's constant, raised to the power of K, which we stored in A, multiplied by time. So since we use 500,000, we have to use 2005 in the calculation of T. So you will just get the difference between 2005 kung kanus based ang population of 500,000 and the year kung kano sa nato siya gusto i-project. So in this case, we're aiming to project the population to 2025. So 2025 minus 2005, which is the year kung kano sa mauni ang population. So the T in this case is 20. So P is equal to 500,000 multiplied by the Euler's constant raised to the power of RK, which we stored previously in alpha A, multiplied by 20, or your T. So that will give you this population. So butanta lang mo decide mo na 760,000 yung gamiton, you will still get the same answer, granting that your T here, it will be the difference between 2025 and 2010. So 2025 minus 2010, so 15. So 15 ay mong bitang din eh. 750,000 and then your T will be 15. You will still get the same answer. All right. So that is for our um, exponential increase method. Okay, so we have here projecting the population served. So first is the preparation of base maps. So base maps, these are scaled maps of the area. So nadura makita ang streets, mga buildings, water bodies na present sa area, and mga boundaries sa imuhang area or sa lugar kung asa ka mag-build or mag-implement sa imuhang water supply system. So these maps will provide you a reference, geographical reference for your planning. So mo ni ang lugar kung asa mga tao gapuyo, no? So mo pud nga lugar kung asa nimo ilatag ang imuhang pipelines, asa ang water source located. So you have to have an access to the base map of the area. All right, so that is the preparation of base maps. After that, we have the ocular inspection. So engineers need to conduct site visits to physically observe the area. So dili enough nga sa map lang ta magtanaw, because what if na changes no sa atong base maps na di mga bag-o nga mga buildings nga na-build that were not shown on the base maps. So you have to verify that, no? Even ang mga population clusters, mga existing water facilities, land use, topographic features. So those are very important to check, verify on site, no? So ocular inspection. Next, we have the delineation of the proposed service area. So kung may service area, that is the area nga i-serve sa imuhang water supply system. And this is something that I would like to emphasize, because dili magud siya na once nga mag-target ka na kanina barangay imong iserve, 100% ana mo avail sa imong water supply service. So aside from that, dili po sa tanan panahon nga water supply makater niya ang whole population. That is the reason why na uban ng mga communities nga naka by phase ang ilahang water supply, kay limited lang po siguro ang available na water source. Limited lang ang makater sa water source. So that is the delineation of the proposed service area. And then determination and assessment of the level of acceptance by the residents of the planned water system. So even if a water system is built, dili gyud nato ma-guarantee na tanan households mo pili or mo opt nga mo connect no sa ato ang system. So we will need to conduct surveys, consultations, mga discussions with the community para ma-estimate nimo bitaw kung pila lang nga proportion most likely mo subscribe sa imong system. Estimate lang. This will ensure that your projections will be at least realistic to a certain level. Next is assessment of the availability and abundance or scarcity of alternative water sources. So if na ay mga alternative na water sources and they are plentiful, so fewer people may rely on the new system. So kung na sila gagamito na existing na water source nga na prove na nila na safe siya or sa taas na panahon gigamit nila no wala pod sila nagsakit. So most likely dagdura gid na sila mo sticker, syempre libre ba ya? If sources are scarce or unsafe or seasonal bakaha naawala. So most likely ang imuhang residents sa ana na community dako og chance gid nga mo connect sila sa imuhang service. And that will affect the design population and also the expected demand. Okay, so we have here the unit consumption for domestic water demand. This is expressed in per capita consumption per day or LPCD or liters per capita per day. Okay, so ideally, if you can have a data from the community, that's good. But if you do not have an access to the data, wala ba siya, pwede mo makagamit ani na unit consumption assumptions and moment po ni usually ginagamit sa mga LGUs sa design. So this was from the World Bank Rural Water Supply Design Manual. So muna sila ang kumbaga estimated na consumptions sa population. So for level 2 public faucets, we expect 50 to 60 LPCD for LPCD meaning liters per capita per day, and we expect for each faucet it can serve 4 to 6 households. So sa imong design, of course, that will depend upon your discretion. If you would choose 4, 5, 6 ka households ang i-cater sa usa ka faucet, magdepende na siya sa imuha. Level 3 house connections, maraming individual na connections per household. So we are expecting 80 to 100 LPCD. And of course, that can be from the possibility na mas dako jud ang consumption sa level 3 tungod kay mas accessible man siya. Unlike sa level 2 na tuyuonin ni atong yun mo kung asa dapit ang communal na standpipe, and then dito ka magsagob or magfetch imong water. Institutional connections, that is 1 cubic meter per day. Commercial connections, 0.8 cubic meter per day. Also, this is important to note na this is for rural na design. All right. So, if pohon you will be planning for urban design, it would be best to, if na mga institutions, especially mga commercial na mga connections sa imuhang area, mas maayo nga imo silang i-interview or you will do a survey sa ani nga mga entities or bodies. Kung pila gid ang ilang actual na consumption per day, ma-project mo na nila. So, ano din ito yung basis. So, kana lang, ako lang siyang i-emphasize because this is from the Rural Water Supply Design Manual of the World Bank. So, rural na siya nga setting class. Wala siya naingana lang kagagmay ang figures. Next, total consumption. So this is the sum of the domestic, institutional, and commercial consumptions expressed in cubic meters per day. So first we have the domestic consumption. So this is the consumption of the people mismo, like kanang sa mga residences. The year-by-year total domestic consumption is projected by applying the projected unit consumption to the projected population to be served for each year. Note, in anticipation of the trend towards upgrading to level 3 in the future, which is mahitabo eventually, just to be safe, the level 2 system planner should assume that within 5 years, 90% of the households served would opt for individual house connections. So even if we are planning for a level 2, mandanta nga makadecide na nga atong service level is just level 2, so man siya katong communal na standpipes, sa atong computation, we will still consider that 90% will opt for level 3 eventually. So, makita na siya sa atong calculation. Unya, pakita rin ako sa inyo sa atong sample na computation. So, we have to assume, no? Because most likely, eventually, ang ato ang level 2, ma-upgrade mo